Buongiorno studenti, benvenuti, welcome to another episode of Ask Valentina. And today we're going to talk about the tricky pronunciation of C and G in Italian. Now let's have a look at a comment from one of my subscribers, 𝗟𝗘𝗔𝗥𝗡. And I just took this one because this is one of the most recent comments I received on this topic, but this is a question that's really so commonly asked, and so I wanted to clarify this point. So 𝗟𝗘𝗔𝗥𝗡 says, I don't understand something. You said in a previous video that in Italian we should pronounce all the vowel in the word. True. But I can see that you're not pronouncing the vowel I in the word parmigiano. But you're saying, and this spells parmigiano without an I directly. Can I get an explanation? Okay, 𝗟𝗘𝗔𝗥𝗡, this is a common misconception, very common problem to many students. I'm going to tell you immediately the reply, like the correct way to say what you typed, and then I'm going to explain that. The way you wrote that in the sentence, in the word parmigiano, but you're saying that word would read as parmigiano in Italian. If you want to say parmigiano, you need that I in the spelling. So let's see why. Let's get an explanation on why. As I was saying, this is a common misconception. The idea that the I is built in the consonant C or in the G, because C and G work the same way in Italian. So most people think that the I is kind of built inside the consonant, the I sound, so you don't need to spell it. Well, this is a common misconception that has a clear origin. I know where the culprit lies, and the culprit lies in the alphabet. When you learn the Italian alphabet, what do you learn? A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So you get the idea that the B is pronounced as B, as an I sound, the C as an I sound, chi, the G as an I sound, the G, and they are kind of built in because when you read the alphabet, the I is not spelled, but you still say it. This is such a confusing point that you wouldn't believe, but confuses a lot of native Italian kids. A lot of native Italian kids have problem with this point of spelling because it's one of those few instances where we do pronounce something that's not spelled. So what is the reality? The reality is that we pronounce the C and the G and the B that way only when we say the alphabet. So only when we say the alphabet, we say B, C, D. In other languages, they say that differently. Like, for example, in Spanish, they may say B, D, but we say B, C, D. But that's only for the sake of the alphabet. Outside of the alphabet, so when we use the consonants C and G in words, the sound of the word is like neutral. It's like ch. But actually, the C and the G can have two different sounds in Italian. And I have a dedicated video on this topic, so I'm going to refer you to that. But what my point is that outside of the alphabet, when you pronounce the C or the G in Italian, there's no I. It's a neutral sound that only contains the consonant. So it is true, we pronounce all the letters and all the vowels. And if a vowel is not written, we don't pronounce it. If a vowel is written, we do pronounce it. And there's no embedded I into the C or the G. So let me show you this with a few examples. My point is, if you hear E in a word with C, then it means that the I is spelled. So if you hear chi outside of the alphabet in a real Italian word, you hear chi, then you have to spell the I. So this is the correct spelling of chi in an Italian word. You don't believe me? Let me show you something. How do you say this word? You say ciao, ciao. If we didn't need to spell the I because the I sound was embedded in the C, that would be cow. Why don't we spell ciao like cow? Because, as I was telling you, every time you hear a sound in Italian, you must spell it. And the I is not exception with the C. It's not embedded in the C. You have to spell it out. So remember, ciao, or otherwise it sounds like cow because you're missing the I. The I is not built in the C. I hope I made this clear so far. Let me give you some more examples with the C and the G. Let's take one word with G. Giacca, which means jacket. Giacca. If we remove the I, what would we have? We would have gacca, which doesn't mean anything, but that wouldn't be definitely jacket. So if you want to say jacket, that's giacca, and you need to spell the I. Another word with the C, how would you say this? Ciabatte, ciabatte, which means slippers. If you remove the I, you would have something that would sound like cabatte, which again is not a really Italian word, but you can tell the difference. Ciabatte, ciabatte, there's an I sound. Cabatte, cabatte, there's no I sound. So to go back to the example that my viewer made in his comment, or in their comment, we have parmigiano, parmigiano. We need to say that I and to spell it, otherwise we would have parmigiano, parmigiano. You don't see it, you don't pronounce it. If you want to say it, you have to spell it out. That's my point for today's Ask Valentina episode. I hope this is more clear now. If you're still confused about the pronunciation of the C and the G, that's normal because this is one of the trickiest sounds in Italian. I do have a dedicated video that I'm going to link in the description below this video. I hope you liked today's video, and if you have more questions, don't forget to let me know by leaving a comment below, and if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Until next time, fino alla prossima volta, buona giornata. Have a great day.